Good morning, Hearties. It's your girl, Brand, here from Rose and May's Baby. I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune in to me today. I appreciate you all so much. You know, I like to start the day off on a positive note. You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. Yes, life isn't easy, but every day you get a chance to make a difference. Be thankful for what you already have and work hard for the things you want, because every breath you take is a blessing. Yes, today, so I am going to tell you a little bit about my childhood while I make myself a healthy lunch. You know, I'm trying to be a better version of myself since I retired. Take better care of myself, and that also starts with your eating habits. So I did a little small haul from Aldi's, and I'm going to make me a little snack pack is what I like to call it. And you know, being prepared, having things ready is really a key to keep on your healthy journey. And so I want to talk today about how when I was a little kid, you know, we didn't get a chance to have control of the TV very often. So on Saturday mornings, I would get up and go downstairs with my mom. She would be up in the kitchen cooking and cleaning. She always got up early. And I would fix myself a bowl of cereal because I love cereal. It was like one of my favorite things. And I would watch cartoons. And I love to watch like Captain Caveman and Yogi Bear. And when they used to have that little one where they were racing, one with the grape ape and Speed Buggy, those type of little cartoons. I don't think they have those on anymore, but I used to love to watch them when I was a little kid. And Commander Tom was always on, Captain Kangaroo. So Saturday mornings, that's what my morning consisted of. And then I would go upstairs, get myself ready for the day, and come downstairs. And I would sit on the couch because, you know, by now everybody's up and you definitely didn't have control of that TV. So I would always read a book or journal and just spend some time with myself in my book. I enjoy reading. I'm not sure if I've told you that, guys, that or not, but that was one of my biggest hobbies back in the day, was reading, journaling, writing short stories, and keeping my mind sharp. I'm trying to actually get back to that as I've gotten older. And because when you start having a family, you don't have time to spend reading and doing crossword puzzles. You're too busy changing diapers, feeding babies, cooking dinner, working, and you kind of like lose those things that you enjoy doing. But since I'm retired, I'm pretty much on my own, and I'm trying to get back to where I was. And I actually have a little granddaughter. Reminds me a lot of myself because every time she comes over, every time we go somewhere, she has a book in her hand. I've taken them to Barnes and Nobles and let them pick out a few books to read because I love Barnes and Noble. My grandson, who lives down in Texas, he goes to Barnes and Noble quite regularly, you know, to look around for books. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy Pinterest, where they have all these different recipes. But there's nothing better to me than having that cookbook in my hand. So I have an obscene amount of cookbooks at my house. And do I use them? Yes, I do. Because I enjoy cooking and I enjoy reading. I enjoy looking at books. I like the feel of a book in my hand. And when I started working corrections, I actually worked on the midnight shift. While working on that midnight shift, you know, there's not a lot of things to do to stay up. And so I started reading again. And one of the first honestly say she is one of my favorite authors. I have read a lot of her books. So if any of you don't know much about Mary Higgins Clark, she writes a lot of mystery books. And I find them very, very enjoyable. And that gave me some time to get back to what I enjoy doing. I would do my crossword puzzles, and I don't like crossword puzzles per se. I like the fill-it-ins, and with either the words or the numbers. And then when the Sudokus came out, I started doing those Sudokus, and I really enjoyed that. And I think doing those kind of things helps keep our mind sharp. That's why I said once I retired, I felt like I was losing it all, because now I was actually helping take care of my granddaughter, but I'm idle. I'm not doing anything to keep my mind sharp, and I wanted to get back to that and do things that I enjoy doing, reading more and writing in my journal every day. And my granddaughter, they enjoy journaling as well. And so even when I wasn't reading, I would go outside with my friends, because we lived in an apartment complex and there was a lot of children out there. And so I would play with my friends. We would do jump rope, we would play jacks, hopscotch, and I learned how to ride skateboards. I was such a tomboy. I loved to climb trees and all those kinds of things. I don't know if kids play outside as much anymore with all this modern technology. We did not have all that modern technology, and you definitely wasn't staying in the house all day. They would tell you, quick, go outside and play, but they didn't have to tell us to go outside and play. I enjoyed going outside, playing with my friends, kickball, football, and just being active, and I think that's what's missing in today's youth. They are not physically fit these days, but they are definitely smart as a whip when it comes to that technology, because my little granddaughter, Sanai, even her mom, who's really good with technology, sometimes gets advice from her on how to do certain things. And I can remember her showing me how to do things on my phone, even when she was like 6-7 years old, that she knew how to maneuver those tablets and iPads and things of that nature. Whereas we were more outside being active. And I think that actually made us stronger and healthier than this new generation. They are so, and because of this new technology, I don't think they're very sociable, because we had to talk to our friends, make conversations. That's how you got to know people. This newer generation, everything is FaceTime, Facebook, texting. We don't know about texting. We didn't grow up in that area. It was just, you had to go to somebody's house. Yeah, you could talk to them on the telephone, but you wasn't going to tie up the phone like that, because you never knew if your mom and dad was going to be getting a call, was waiting on the phone call. So those calls were very brief. It was just a whole different generation during that time. And I can honestly say that I think we had the best childhood coming up, because we learned how to play with others, interact with other people. It really built our social skills, and the younger generation just doesn't seem to have that. And they get caught up with these people that they meet. Oh, we don't have any friends. And what do you mean you don't have any friends? You go to school, you don't know how to talk to people, you don't know how to interact, you don't know how to be social. And then they end up, trying to hurt themselves or the other kids in school because they're mean to them. We didn't have that type of stuff going on in my generation. Yes, people fought and everything like that. But I just think because of the different times where we learned how to interact, we learned how to settle our differences in a different way. Yeah, we might be angry today, but the next thing you know, we're back on that playground playing again tomorrow, on those monkey bars. It was such a good time as a child growing up in the 70s, the late 60s, early and 70s, because, we actually went outside, enjoyed the fresh air, took walks. I used to walk just to get my dad's check to the post office. It was nothing for us to take a 5-mile walk and take in that fresh air, run and play games that you barely see these children do today. And I just think that's so sad. So I just really, really enjoyed the childhood that I have. But you see, I've got my little healthy meal with me today, and I'm going to put one away. It's very important too that we take care of ourselves, because I'm not that same kid anymore that could walk 5 miles or play kickball without getting tired or anything like that. So I have to be mindful that I'm getting older and stay active. This week I've tried Tai Chi, walking, because it kept popping up on the YouTube channel. And there's so many things that can keep you active and motivated on YouTube. So you go on there or stick with me, Hearties, and as I maneuver, just try to stay healthy and be the best version of myself that I can be. And I'm sure that you can find something that you can follow, something that you might like that I'm doing that you could follow as well. And I tell you, Aldi has some really, really good fruit and cheeses. This truffle cheese that they have is very, very good, and that cocoa cheese, it's very good. And it's all about taking the time out, because I'm important to make something cute and healthy for myself, because we eat with our eyes first. And so I just want to be the best version that I can be. I'm living my best life. I'm thinking about how I was as a kid and just enjoying myself. So if you like my vibe, please subscribe and join me on my new chapter of my life, living my best life after retirement and learning a little bit more about myself with each video. I thank you all so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune in to me today, and for all the encouragement that you have been giving me along the way. So if you have any questions or comments that you might want me to answer, please leave them, and I will definitely answer any questions or any comments, or would be definitely greatly appreciated, and I will make sure I get back to you in a timely manner. So once again, Hearties, I thank you so much for all the love and support that you have given me. And until next time, like I always say, these cookies, before I go, these crackers are very, very good. And they are the rosemary crackers from Aldi. Like I said, don't sleep on Aldi's. They have some good things. So until Hearties next time, never let them steal our joy, and let's just keep living our best life and to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. I love you all so much. Have a blessed week.